golden tickets in the crowd, then runs away. A crowd of people are trying to grab more tickets and hindering the police. Chase the woman down. Attempted carjacking. Now, elderly woman reports two men in business suits circling a car in the parking lot, trying to get in. The woman repeated the conversation she heard. What do we do now, genius? Break the window? I am understaffed for that. Massive fight at the Lucifer in the Sky with the Lizards nightclub. At a concert, the drummer for the local metal band Plunger in the Desert became offended by some shouting from the crowd and in a rage of fit threw his bass drum into the audience. Some fans suffered injury while others rushed the stage to retaliate against the musicians. It's a very bad idea, but I gotta do something. One of the suspects turned out to be the vehicle's owner, who had accidentally locked the keys inside. I'm surprised they succeeded in that. Three new frames in this investigation case. Three new frames in this case. This can't be right, because he always wears white sneakers. Suspicious individual. I don't think I can get away with just two officers. Shuang Mao was taking out the trash when she saw four men in expensive suits knock on a neighbor's apartment door, then go inside. One of them caught sight of Mrs. Mao. He approached her and politely asked her to forget everything, warning her that talkative people often have untimely accidents. Soon afterwards, the sounds of screaming and muffled gunshots came from her neighbor's apartment. Massive fight at the Unicorns of Arcadia Gay Club. A dozen men with shaved heads ambushed two men as they exited the gay club. The club's bouncers intervened and a fight broke out. It quickly grew into a brawl involving the other patrons of the club. I knew that was a bad idea, but really have a choice. Day 74, September 26th, Thursday. Weatherman predicts coldest temps in city history. School textbook costs rise 50% this year. Municipality allocates $2 million for airport reconstruction. What did I need? One police officer for what? Shift A? Yeah. Alright, serial murder at the apartment house. 40-year-old Veronica Larson, manager at the Octopus restaurant, was found brutally murdered at her apartment. Jack, we have something going down today at the ghetto at 8. When a policeman crashed a party, I think $3,000 should be enough for such a request.
A in progress.
3 new frames. Jack, your chances of catching me are melting away like ice cream in a child's hands. Don't get the postcard dirty, it's limited edition. Melting away ice cream. Postcard dirty. Maybe the hands. Attempted murder at St. John's Hospital. A patient complained that his dentist was drilling his teeth with such fury that the man had to escape and flee from the office. All the time he was wearing the mask that they wear, but I recognized his eyes. It was exactly the same as the dentist from yesterday's news release. I just knew he was going to kill me. Limited edition. Pawn shop, maybe?
In progress.
Trespassing. An elderly woman just called in saying that some strangers are trying to break her door down. Please hurry, they're scaring my cats. If it's not the pawn shop, it might be the toy store. Dentist was simply doing his job and doesn't not match the description of the fugitive maniac. Interesting.
Officer on scene. Looks like we
Neighbors are pounding on the woman's door. It's a young couple exhausted by the Allen cat and the incredible stench. Yes, she has 50 cats in there. will tell her to open the door and that her cats aren't in danger. Several multicolored cats run from the apartment. The male neighbor, in a rage, is trying to trample them. Keep that all up, I'll kick your tail.
811 complete.
It has to be the toy horse then, right? It's the only other one that makes sense. Vehicle accident. A biker crashed into a car that was driving through an intersection against the lights. Eyewitnesses report that the driver was drunk or stoned. He exited the car, turned on some loud music, and began to dance next to the biker's bloody body. Jesus.
1210 in progress.
Suspicious individual. An old woman who was out buying vegetables and saw by the exit a man who, in her words, was the spitting image of the dentist. I even dropped my shopping bag in fear. It has to be the toy store then. It has to.
113A in progress.
Attempted carjacking. A passerby saw a hooded man trying unsuccessfully to open a car door in the parking lot. He's swearing loudly and nervously looking around.
110A complete. Ten complete.
It wasn't ice cream, it was Child's Hand. Limited edition. Toy Story, yeah. So he wears gloves, too. The old woman doesn't seem very well. The man doesn't fit the dentist's description.
1111 progress.
What we got? According to an anonymous tip, a big drug deal is about to go down in an abandoned house. There's a large shipment of heroin on the line, so all parties will likely be armed. The deal is supposed to happen on the 4th floor. All available units.
Got a
The
situation.
man is still messing around with the car. He breaks the window out of the driver's door and climbs inside. Pull out the taser and order the man to raise his hand and exit the car slowly. Hooded man is reaching for something in his pocket. Tell him not to move.
113A complete.
Much as I just wanted to tase him right then and there.
415 in progress.
Robbery on the farm. Farmer just called in, and by the sound of his voice, he's clearly shaken. I saw my cows were gone, so I ran out into the field yelling for them, but they were nowhere around. I looked up at the sky and saw a UFO hovering over the next field. The aliens that stole my cows, and now they're taking my neighbors too. Didn't mean to send just two. They don't want to go by themselves.
Officer on scene.
At the entrance to the building, there are 4 cars being watched by 2 guards. Try to sneak past them.
1111.
Damn. Wasn't paying attention to the time. Yeah, I would have let that one go. It was my intention to, but I wasn't paying attention at the time and lost track of things. 3 new frames in the investigation here. Not too sure about this one. It's hard to say for that one. I can't get a good read on that one. Reckless endangerment. A children's camp counselor named Roland Slayton reports that 2 young girls in creepy costumes and masks are frightening the children. They were always on edge, having read about each other's horror stories, and now they've run off into the woods. About 2 dozen children are currently unaccounted for. The girls in scary suits are running around chasing them, and they're scaring everyone to death. They'll scare children deep into the woods, and I'm afraid we'll never find them again. That might be a manhunt.
9 testing complete.
The overworked farmer mistook a bright-colored kite for a UFO. The cows were peacefully munching their hay in the stalls. The farmer's son had led them into the stables and forgot to tell his father. I figured it was a false alarm. They 75, September 27th, Friday. Dentist now hunting middle-aged women. Brutally murdered Veronica Larson, once favorite restaurant manager of Mayor Rogers. 40-year-old woman, latest dentist victim. I was like, where the fuck's my staff? But I'm missing 2 of them already that are still in the academy. Morta just didn't show up at all. God. The Interministerial Committee is in charge of certifying selected emergency personnel. Please send 2 of your most serious and reliable employees. Today is not the day. I'm so understaffed for today. Drug possession. The police received an anonymous tip that Dirty Harry Dry Cleaners is a front for a cocaine ring. Just gotta get through today. Dry Cleaners is empty aside from an elderly Chinese woman dozing behind the counter. Wake her up and show her the search warrant. Chinese woman wakes up, sees the cops, starts shouting, and pulls a shotgun from under the counter. Use the taser.
1111.
It was a front. Look at that. Suspicious individual. Priest believes that the dentist is sitting right there in one of his services. Heathen is still sitting there in the last row. I've got to go back on. Assault. A man came into the Black Handsome barbershop and presented a gift certificate for a haircut surprise. As specified on the certificate, he was blindfolded and trimmed, but when the man saw what happened to his hair, he became enraged, smashed the mirror, and attacked one of the barbers. Massive fight at the beach. A mature woman who came to the beach to swim with her 2 grandchildren lost her tempers at 2 girls who were sunbathing topless. The lady started with a number of nasty comments. When they were ignored, the woman began to beat the girls with a switch, yelling, "Shameless, shameless." 2 men stood up for the nudists, and soon several others joined the fight. It's gonna have to solve its own thing, man. We know this is false alarm, so I'm not too worried about that. That, unfortunately, I'm just not gonna be able to do anything. I don't have enough manpower today.
1210 complete.
The man who the priest believed was the dentist was just a regular parishioner, Mr. Sunders, who had simply changed his hairstyle.
Officer on scene.
The man is threatening to cut the barber's throat with a shard of mirror unless he fixes the haircut. Look, you got bigger problems today than the haircut.
412A completion. 415 in progress.
If Samadhi and Gilbert show up in time, I can go to the massive fight, but it doesn't look like they will.
In progress. 311 complete.
Jesus Christ. Reckless endangerment. A construction worker involved in the restoration of a historic building got in over his head, and the walls of the building began to crumble. Larger pieces are falling from the floors above, threatening the lives of passers-by. Witnesses reported that the construction worker quickly worked his way down by rope, then threw his helmet to the ground and ran away. Illegal business activities. A suspicious man is stopping cars on the road selling handmade wooden jewelry decorated with glass and manure. The brooch collapsed right in my hands, and the fraudster wouldn't give me a refund. How am I going to get my money back? Big yawn. More suspicious individuals on the bridge. An intoxicated man carrying a hand drill was spotted on the bridge flagging down a taxi. Well, I'm not sending more than one squad.
In progress.
3 new frames in this homicide investigation. Two new frames in this one. Oh, fuck. Police impersonation. Young waitress at the cafe noticed a man dressed in a police uniform who fit the description of the dentist. I don't think it was a gun in a holster. I think it was a drill. It's definitely a false alarm. That is 2, so I'm not too worried about either of them.
1312.
Man turned out to be a regular Freeburg PD employee. You know how funny it would have been if I showed up there? And it's like one of the guys that, you know, from my other shift.
1210 complete.
The man turned out to be a harmless jewel salesman. He was drinking because he wasn't having much luck with his business on account of the dentist. People these days don't like strangers carrying jewels poking around. Who's going to feed my children? The journalists? Day 76. Well, I'm up for time here, so I'm going to end it. When we come back, we'll continue on with day 76 and see what happens next. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and say comment down below, subscribe, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.